Korea, or Chosun dynasty to be precise, looked and heard a bit differently from now. During the mid-1400s in Korea, people used Chinese characters for communication. Yes, Chinese is a wonderful language, but the process of learning it was a little too hard for the common people of Korea. So what happened? The King Sejong of Korea invented a whole new alphabet, Hangul. I know, if you just look at it, you might think that it does not seem quite easy at first glance. But trust me, Hangul's reputation of the easiest alphabet to learn didn't just come out of nowhere. The clarity of Hangul comes from its shape. Let's take an example. This is a one-to-one correspondence chart to Hangul to the English alphabet. Here, if you look at this one, it has G sound. How do we know this? Because this is the shape of your tongue when you pronounce G. Every single Hangul was created through this imitation of one's tongue shape, which makes Hangul very intuitive for everyone. Well, the problem was some people didn't really like this. Elites in Korea who spent their whole life in learning Chinese characters and who were the only ones who can read didn't like the fact that peasants could easily access their privilege. So what happened next? These elites banned people from using Hangul. But guess what? Hangul was just way too good that people started using it anyways. So this is the brief history behind Hangul. Yeah, something that you will learn for the next few lessons. As it is already quite clear, Hangul is meant to be an easy alphabet for everyone, including you. So, in today's lesson, we're going to learn the basic alphabets in Hangul, and at the very end of the lesson, you will learn basic consonants and vowels in Hangul. So, continuing from previous lesson, let's look at this Hangul to English chart again. In your notebook, please glue this chart which is already provided your worksheet. So, are you guys ready to learn Hangul? Let's start with breaking down this somewhat confusing chart. Here, at the very left column, is consonants in Hangul. It is composed of 14 consonants, each connected to the English consonants for pronunciation. At the very top row, we have Hangul vowels also connected to English vowels. As you could already see, this chart helps you to find pronunciation of different combinations of Korean alphabets. Just like English, Korean alphabets can be combined to create different words. For example, if you take this one and this one, you can easily know that ka equals ga. Do you guys remember this word? Great! It is Korean version of hello that we learned in previous lesson. Here, you can see how ha is pronounced as ha in the chart, just like how the three bears pronounced it in the video. I know some words here such as an or nyong looks a little unfamiliar even with this chart. You will find that there are other exceptions too, such as these, that is not present in this chart. But trust me, you will get to master Hangul alphabets in the next 2 lessons. As you already know, everything starts from basics. Anyways, let's go back to the chart again and look at some confusing pronunciation that people commonly make mistakes. If you look at the consonant part, you will notice silence for this. This is a special consonant in Hangul that literally represents silent sounds. It will be more straightforward when you look at the corresponding rows. Every pronunciation doesn't have any consonants involved, only having vowels to determine its pronunciation. Next up is this one. This vowel is pretty tricky to pronounce as it doesn't really have accurate pronunciation vowel in English. It is pronounced as It's somewhere between U and E. So, just like other vowels, it will be K, L, T, R, B, P, S, and so on. Now that you've mastered the chart, there's just one more step to go. How do you write Korean letter? This is where it gets a little different from English. For English, you just combine alphabets and it becomes a word. However, in Korean, you combine alphabets to make letter, and then you combine letters to make a word. This might be a little tricky, but just think of this as concept of letter as a block of alphabets. But this block has one rule. It must end when the next consonant appears. For example, this word, study, can be divided into 3 blocks, S, TU, and DY. as T ends S block and D ends TU block. Since you divided up the word blocks, think of how you pronounce each block in the word study. Study, study, study. Just like this, you can see how each word blocks, although it might spell differently in English, can be divided into Hangul word blocks. Then, look at the chart and find the corresponding Hangul. For this one, it would be S for this, T for this, T for this. Then how do you actually write letter? For now, since we are learning basic level of Hangul alphabet, just think of Hangul consonant and vowels as a magnet that attracts each other, but vowels must go to the right side or under the consonant. Then how do we know which one goes where? That's why I divided up the vowels into two colors, blue and red. Blue vowels always go to the right side of the consonant, and red vowels, as you can know, goes under the consonant. Therefore, if we go back to the word study, it can be expressed as study in Korean. Congratulations! You have mastered the basic consonant and vowels of Korean. I know it can be overwhelming and hard at first, but the fact that Hangul can pronounce approximately 10,000 pronunciations with only 16 basic consonants and 10 basic vowels is the point that makes Hangul an amazing language. Now, look at your worksheet provided. It will have some practice questions set that makes you more familiar with this chart. Pause the video for a moment and try solving the questions by yourself. The answers will be shown at the very end of this video. Please bring your notebook and writing utensils for our next class. Next time, we will learn more about Hangul alphabet and master the alphabets. See you next time!